Did you know that the pain you feel isn't just a random discomfort? It's your body sending you a message. And if you ignore it, that message will only get louder and louder until you finally stop to listen. Think about those sudden pains that show up out of nowhere, a pounding headache after a long, stressful day, or that weight on your shoulders as if you're carrying the whole world on your back. You take a pill, take a deep breath, and tell yourself, it's just fatigue. It'll pass. But it doesn't. It comes back stronger, more persistent, demanding your attention. Now, imagine that this pain is like a desperate friend trying to tell you something important. Instead of listening, you dismiss it, hoping it'll go away. But it doesn't. It gets louder. Because at its core, this pain isn't just physical, it's a sign, a message from your body, whispering, something inside isn't right. The real problem. No one taught us how to truly listen to our bodies. We learned to silence our pains with distractions, painkillers, and packed schedules. But here's the truth. Every pain carries a story. It could be the anxiety you've buried deep in your chest, the fears that tighten your neck, or the responsibilities that weigh you down. And if you keep ignoring it, the pain won't just vanish, it will accumulate and demand to be felt. But here's the good news. You can change this. When you learn to listen to your body and start decoding the messages behind your discomfort, pain stops being your enemy. It becomes a guide, a hidden map leading you inward, helping you heal emotional wounds, release trapped energy, and finally experience the lightness you truly deserve. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step the deeper spiritual meaning behind your pain and how you can start listening to what your body is telling you today. So if you're tired of dealing with unexplained aches and pains, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. And stick with me until the end, because in the next section, I'll show you exactly why your pain isn't just a coincidence, and how each part of your body reveals something that needs to be released. Ready to uncover the truth? Let's dive in. 1. Your pain is trying to tell you something. Have you ever noticed that certain pains always show up at the same moments? A headache that strikes when stress reaches its peak, that heavy feeling on your shoulders when you're faced with a tough decision, or the pressure in your chest when fear takes over. It might seem like a coincidence, but it's not. Your body is incredibly wise, and every pain is an alarm trying to get your attention. Think of your body as a hidden map. Every ache or discomfort is a clue, like a signal pointing to something buried deep within you. It's not just physical, it runs much deeper: repressed emotions, avoided situations, unaddressed fears. And what happens when you keep ignoring these signals? Your body speaks louder, the pain intensifies, spreads, and suddenly nothing makes sense anymore. But why does the body do this? Because it's the bridge between your physical self and your emotions. When you hold on to old resentment without resolving it, it can manifest as a constant stiffness in your neck. When you're consumed with worry about the future, your back tenses up, as if you're carrying an invisible load. And when you pretend everything's fine, while sadness or fear lingers deep inside, your chest tightens. Your body feels everything your mind and heart struggle to express. At this point, you might be wondering, but how do I figure out what each pain really means? This is the key. To unlock this hidden map, you need to start paying attention to the messages your body is sending you. The next time you feel pain, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What situation might have triggered this? What emotion am I holding back? This simple act of self-awareness is a powerful first step. Once you start listening, the answers reveal themselves. And here's the incredible part. When you acknowledge and release these emotions, the pain begins to fade. Because at its core, your pain isn't there to punish you, it's there to guide you. Now that you understand your pain is not random, think about this. Have you ever experienced a pain that seemed minor, yet deep down, you sensed there was something more to it? What was your body trying to tell you? Let me know in the comments. Which pain keeps coming back in your life? Share your thoughts and notice how sometimes just speaking about it can bring clarity. And stay with me, because up next I'm going to reveal why that headache you thought was just stress actually has a much deeper cause. I'll show you exactly how to start changing that now. Don't miss it, because you deserve to be free. 2. What's behind your headache? Imagine trying to cross a busy street. Cars rush past in every direction, horns blare, and the noise is so overwhelming that you can't even hear your own thoughts. That's what it feels like inside your mind when a headache strikes, a complete state of chaos. It doesn't warn you, it just shows up. A sharp jab, a crushing weight, or a tension that feels like it's squeezing you from all sides. And the more you ignore it, the louder and stronger it becomes. But why does it happen? What is this pain trying to tell you? The truth is, headaches are alarms, clear signs that your mind has reached its breaking point. Maybe you're stuck overthinking the future, worrying about problems that don't even exist yet. Or perhaps you're struggling to disconnect from the constant noise of life. It's as if your mind has been filled with dry, lifeless leaves, blocking the natural flow of your thoughts. That built-up tension turns into pain, forcing you to stop. Now, think back to a moment when you felt completely overwhelmed. Maybe it was a day packed with deadlines, tense conversations, or decisions weighing heavily on you. And at the end of it all, there it was, the relentless headache. That's no coincidence. When your mind is overflowing with stress and you don't allow yourself space to breathe, your body steps in. It's your body's way of saying, enough, stop and listen to me. So remember, a headache isn't just exhaustion, it's a message. Your body is begging you to pause, breathe, and release that pent-up pressure. It's asking you to pay attention to what's really happening in your mind. How can you ease this pain and prevent it from returning? Start with something simple. The next time you feel a headache creeping in, close your eyes, gently place your hands on your forehead, and take a deep breath. With each exhale, silently say to yourself, I release this pressure. I let go of what I cannot control. Repeat this for a few minutes and notice how the tension begins to melt away. This small act of slowing down and breathing creates space in your mind, allowing your thoughts to flow more freely. Now I want to hear from you. When was the last time a headache completely stopped you in your tracks? What were you feeling or trying to ignore in that moment? Was it worry over something that hasn't happened yet? Or maybe the weight of too many responsibilities? Share your experience in the comments below. Sometimes, just acknowledging the pain can help you uncover what's really been holding you back. But what happens when the pain isn't in your head, but in your neck? Maybe you've felt that stiffness before, the kind that makes every movement feel locked and restricted. In the next section, I'll show you how that rigidity can be a reflection of unspoken words and emotions you've been holding on to for far too long. Stay with me, because this might just be the answer you've been looking for. 3. Is your neck pain holding back your emotions? Have you ever felt that stiffness in your neck that seems to appear out of nowhere? You try to turn your head, but it feels like something's stuck, as if your body is refusing to move. Sometimes it's just mild discomfort, but other times it escalates into a pain so intense that even the smallest motion becomes a challenge. And you think it's probably just bad posture or fatigue. But what if it's something much deeper? When you swallow words you wish you could say, hold on to resentment, or carry unresolved frustrations, they don't just disappear, they settle in. The neck is one of the most sensitive areas in your body when it comes to unprocessed emotions. It's like every unspoken word and every unresolved situation gathers there, tightening and locking the muscles. Your body is shouting at you, let it go. Release what's trapped inside you. Think back to a recent moment when you had to bite your tongue. Maybe you avoided a confrontation to keep the peace or held back your true feelings so things wouldn't get worse. On the outside, you seemed calm, but on the inside, a silent battle was raging. The tension from that moment didn't just disappear. It stayed somewhere, and more often than not, it settled into your neck. So how do you ease this tension? The first step is to recognize what's happening. When you feel your neck tighten up, stop and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What am I not allowing to come out? Next, try a simple exercise. Take a deep breath and gently move your neck from side to side as though you're releasing an invisible weight. As you do this, repeat to yourself, I release what no longer belongs to me. I let it go. Nay, this small physical movement, combined with the intention to let go, can work wonders. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt your neck lock up as if you were carrying an invisible burden? What words have you left unsaid? What resentments or frustrations are you still holding on to? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes, simply recognizing and acknowledging what's there is enough to begin releasing the tension. In the next section, we're going to dive even deeper and talk about the weight you carry on your shoulders. And what if I told you that you don't have to carry the world alone? Stay with me and discover how to finally let go of that burden. 4. Why your shoulders feel so heavy. Picture yourself walking with a backpack filled with invisible stones. Each stone represents a responsibility, an expectation, or a demand you've chosen to carry. At first, you barely notice the weight. But as time goes on, that backpack feels heavier and heavier, and you start to feel your shoulders sink, as if you're carrying the entire world. Sound familiar? Pain in your shoulders is one of the clearest signals your body sends when it wants to say, you're taking on too much. Maybe you're trying to be everything for everyone, the best at work, the emotional support for your family, the friend who never says no, even when you're running on empty. The more you pile on, the more your shoulders protest, because in reality, they were never meant to carry so much on their own. Think back to a time when your shoulders felt like they were made of lead. Maybe it was after a day packed with deadlines or following a tough conversation. Perhaps it was an emotional weight you weren't even aware you were carrying. What message was your body trying to send you? Stop. You don't have to carry it all alone. Okay. So how do you release that tension? Here's a simple but powerful exercise. Close your eyes and visualize the invisible backpack you've been carrying. Each stone inside represents something you no longer need to hold on to, like worries, pressures, or expectations. Now imagine yourself taking out one stone at a time and placing it on the ground. Breathe deeply, and as you exhale, say to yourself, I release what doesn't belong to me. I choose to carry only what strengthens my path. Doing this exercise daily helps you realize that not everything needs to be under your control. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you start to feel, not just in your shoulders, but in your life as a whole. Because sometimes the greatest act of strength is learning to let go. If you're enjoying this content and want to keep discovering how to listen to your body's messages, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any videos in this journey of self-awareness and transformation. In the next section, we'll talk about that tightness in your chest, the kind that feels like it's stealing your breath. Did you know that this pressure can be a sign of deep emotions waiting to be released? Stay with me, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you understand your body. 5. The truth behind that tightness in your chest. Have you ever felt that tight knot in your chest, like the air is trapped and you have to struggle just to take a deep breath? It's that pressure that shows up during life's hardest moments, a tough conversation, a deep loss, or a fear that spirals out of control. Sometimes it feels so heavy that it's as if your chest is carrying the full weight of your emotions. Why does this happen? Because your chest is where the body stores deep feelings like sadness, fear, anxiety, and even unspoken love. When you suppress these emotions, when you tell yourself, I'm fine, even though you know you're not, they don't disappear. They gather there, waiting for release. And the result? That relentless pressure that feels impossible to shake. Think back to a moment when your chest tightened. Maybe it was after hearing bad news, or that time when you swallowed your tears and kept going. You distracted yourself, tried to keep your mind busy, but the feeling didn't leave. That's because your body holds onto what your mind refuses to process. It's like inflating a balloon over and over without ever letting the air out. Eventually, it's going to burst, and that pressure in your chest is the warning sign. Something needs to be released. So what can you do when that pressure appears? Allow yourself to feel it. It might sound scary, but feeling is the fastest path to healing. Give yourself space to cry, to feel anger, to say the words you've been holding back. If the tears come, let them flow. They aren't a sign of weakness, they're a form of release. Another powerful method is writing. Grab a piece of paper and pour out everything that's trapped inside you. Don't worry about making sense or sounding right. Just let it out. No filters, no judgments. The simple act of expressing what's buried deep can work like opening a window in a stuffy room. Fresh air starts to flow again, and little by little, the pressure fades away. The chest, after all, is the guardian of your emotions. But your arms, they are the bridges that connect those emotions to the world. Your arms are how you give, receive, create, and embrace. And when you close yourself off to new experiences, that energy gets stuck too. In the next section, I'll show you how your arms reflect your resistance to change and what you can do to release that energy and embrace the new. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. 6. Are you holding on too tight? Picture yourself holding onto a rope. On one end are all the things you know, your comfort zones, the familiar routines that feel safe. On the other end is something new, unknown, yet filled with possibilities. And you grip the rope tightly, unwilling to let go. Over time, your arms start to ache, weighed down by an invisible burden. It's exhausting, isn't it? This is exactly how your arms reflect your resistance to change. Your arms are more than physical tools. They're the bridge between your heart and the world. They're how you create, embrace, give, and receive. But when you close yourself off emotionally, when fear holds you back from new experiences, your energy gets stuck. That aching fatigue in your arms is your body's way of whispering, let go, open up, allow life to flow. Think about how many times you let something slip away because you were afraid to take the risk. Maybe it was a new project, a relationship, or an idea you wanted to bring to life. Fear of the unknown made you hold onto the rope even tighter, but it also drained your energy, because resisting life is far more exhausting than allowing yourself to fully live it. Here's something simple to try. Take a deep breath and slowly stretch your arms open as if you're reaching out to receive something new. Let your palms face upward and visualize yourself saying to the universe, I'm ready to accept what life has to offer me. This seemingly small gesture can create a profound shift. By physically opening your arms, you send a message to your mind and heart. I allow myself to let go and welcome the new. Now I want to ask you, when was the last time you resisted something new? What opportunity did you pass up because of fear or insecurity? Share it with me in the comments below. You might discover that you're not alone and that others are also facing the same resistance. If tired arms are a sign of holding back from change, then your back is the mirror of the burdens you carry each day. The worst part? Many of those burdens aren't even yours to bear. In the next section, we'll dive into what this back pain truly means and how you can learn to let go of what doesn't belong to you. Stay with me, because the next step is one of true liberation. 7. What's weighing down your back? Imagine an old tree with strong branches so weighed down by dry, lifeless leaves that they begin to sag under the pressure. The trunk resists, standing firm, but the constant weight makes it stiff and immobile, trapped by something it cannot release. Now picture that tree as you, and those dry leaves as the invisible burdens you carry every day. Worries, expectations, and fears that, quite often, aren't even yours to hold. Back pain is your body's way of saying, enough. You're carrying more than you can handle. When you take on too many responsibilities, when you try to do everything for everyone, the weight starts to collect in your upper back. It's as if your body is struggling to hold up a world that doesn't fully belong to you. On the other hand, tension in your lower back often reflects insecurities and the fear of taking that next step. It's the weight of an uncertain future, paralyzing you like roots gripping the ground. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, what burdens are making me bend? Perhaps it's a problem you keep trying to fix, even though it's beyond your control. Or maybe it's an inner voice that constantly tells you you're not enough. These tensions build up over time, and your spine, which is meant to hold you tall and strong, becomes a mirror of the excess weight you carry. How can you release this weight? Try this simple exercise. Close your eyes and visualize your back as that tree ready to renew itself. With each deep breath, imagine the dry leaves falling, one by one. As you exhale, silently tell yourself, I let go of what doesn't serve me. I choose to free myself. Gradually, feel your back growing lighter, as if the weight is disappearing with every breath. When you allow yourself to release these burdens, something amazing happens. You begin to feel strong, aligned and grounded once again, because at its core, your back is your foundation. It's meant to support you, not be weighed down by what isn't truly yours. But what about those pains in your hips, the ones that feel like a physical block? Did you know they can be a sign that you're holding on to something and are afraid to move forward? In the next section, I'll show you how your hips reflect resistance to change, and what you can do to release that energy and finally move ahead. Don't go anywhere. This could be the breakthrough you need. 8. Why you feel stuck and can't move forward. Picture yourself standing on a dusty road, looking straight ahead but unable to take the next step. Your body feels heavy, your legs stiff, as if something invisible is holding you in place. Deep down, you know where you want to go, but it's like the fear of the unknown has rooted itself in your hips, stopping you from moving forward. This feeling isn't just physical. Pain in your hips and legs is often a sign of resistance, a reflection of everything you're avoiding. It's the fear of change, the uncertainty of stepping out of your comfort zone, or the struggle to let go of what no longer serves you. Your hips are the foundation of your movement, and when you feel stuck, your body is sending you a message. I want to move forward, but you have to set me free. Think about a time when you delayed an important decision. Maybe it was a career change, the end of a relationship, or a dream you pushed aside. Instead of taking that first step, you chose to stay still, paralyzed by the fear of failure or losing control. But what happens then? The tension builds up and your hips lock. It's as if your body is carrying the weight of the possibilities you never allowed yourself to explore. So how can you release this stuck energy? Try this simple exercise. Play some calm music and gently move your hips. Don't worry about getting the movements right. Just let your body loosen up naturally. As you move, visualize yourself releasing the fear, the stiffness, and everything that's been holding you back. Silently repeat, I welcome change. I am ready to move forward. This small act may seem simple, but it symbolizes something far greater, your willingness to take a step toward what's next. Now pause and reflect. What step have you been putting off? What's holding you back and keeping you from moving forward? Is it fear of failure, the unknown, or simply a feeling of insecurity? Share your thoughts below. What's paralyzing you today? And more importantly, what's one small step you can take right now to free yourself? In the next section, we'll dive into your legs, the pillars that hold and support you. If you're experiencing pain there, it's a clear sign that something is blocking your path. I'll show you how to restore lightness and move forward with ease. Stay with me, because you deserve to keep going. 9. Your body speaks. Are you listening? By now, you understand that your body is always speaking to you. Every ache, every discomfort carries a secret message, just waiting to be heard. It's not working against you, quite the opposite. Your body is your greatest ally, the one that has been with you through every step, even the hardest moments. All it asks is one simple thing. Listen, think about it. If you don't take care of yourself, who will? Your body is here to guide you, to warn you, and to remind you that life can be so much lighter. Pain isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of a new journey. So pause for a moment, take a deep breath, place your hands on your heart and say to yourself, I choose to listen to my body. I choose to care for myself. I deserve peace, lightness, and healing. Now, don't let this message stop here. If you've made it to the end of this video, it's because you're truly committed to your transformation. So, take a second to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to stay on this journey with me. Here you'll learn how to decode every signal your body sends and discover a path to balance and healing. And I want to invite you to take the next step. There's a special video right here on the screen that will open your eyes and your heart even further to what your body is trying to tell you. Click on it now and continue this transformation. Don't put off the care you deserve. I'll see you there. Take care of yourself, choose peace, and listen to what your body has to say. Until the next video.